Hello and welcome to the Trade Ideas Market Recap for Tuesday, July the 1st. My name is Barry Anderson. I'm the moderator of the trading room. This is the address to get into the trading room. Well, let's get right to the charts because I actually had a few trades today, and I have to admit I'm surprised. I thought perhaps this week would be really slow, but maybe traders are trying to pack in as many trades as they can in the first 3.5 days of the week. Uh, I think I got six trades here to go over, and a couple, and one that we should be watching tomorrow, and one potential swing trade for you. So let's get right to it. So the first trade was CPN, and this came from my bounce alert window. And if last week, if you watched any of my videos last week, you know that I was talking about relaxing some of the filters in this so that I would get more alerts. And actually, what's happened is this is the window. This is the actual window, and it was loaded. As I say, there's no repeats in here. Okay, so this was loaded with alerts all day long. So I may have to tighten up the symbols or the filters again in order to get less alerts. So in this window here, what you're really seeing are just the ones that I took today, and so that we don't get too distracted by the ones I didn't take. So CPN was the first one, and the alert came in right at this level here, 951, and the price was 23.33. And watch it come down and a little bit of a base here, and then took the trade at 23.33 and exited the first half at 23.45 and exited the second half right here at 23.33 at basically break even. So that was the first trade of the day. And the second trade was STAA. And as luck would have it, I forgot to put it in here. So let me just show you what STAA looks like though. SDAA was a something. I guess they received news that the FDA rejected, excuse me, one of their um, I don't know medicines that they were up for approval, and so the stock just got hammered. You can see it from 1667 and very quickly all the way down to 1269. So in the room, we all were watching this, and it was very difficult actually to find a bottom to this. And this wasn't a typical bounce play, to be honest, because what I really would be doing is waiting for the stock to go above the high of the last red candle. But had you done that, you never probably would have got in. So it was a little bit risky, and I took the trade at 1320 right in here on this candle here, and I immediately exited at 1343. It was also very spready. The difference between the bid and the ask was getting quite wide, and it was kind of ridiculous. So I decided to get out and held it for quite a while. It actually started to stabilize a little bit in this area. These are 5-minute candles. So for this stock, this was actually stabilizing. And I actually mentioned that in the room, and I think I spoke too soon, and the next candle it started going down. So I got out the second half at 1325. It sort of shook me out here all the way down to 1308. And then look what happened. It just took off again. So too bad for me, quite frankly. If this hadn't happened, I certainly would have been keeping it and had a nice little profit on the second half. But those are the breaks, and certainly I would have stopped myself out if it got down to this level anyway. So that was that trade. Now I will certainly be watching this tomorrow because if you take a look at just take a look at the daily here, and so it has recovered a lot. Now whether it wants to continue and recover some more, who knows? So it's maybe a situation where the ruling the people reacted to it in a huge overreaction, and it could really recover again tomorrow. But who knows? So we'll have to just watch it first thing tomorrow and see what happens. The next trade was GLOG. And again, this was from the bounce play, 3079. So again, all the way down right here is when I would have been alerted to it, right in this level here. And so watch it, big tail down here, which is usually a good thing, especially with the volumes. That means the buyers took over. Now, there was a little bit of a jog back down. And I decided then I was a little bit late on this one because, again, typically I probably get in right around here, but I wanted to see it break the whole number. And it did that. And so I got in at 3108 and took half at 3130 and the other half at 3140. So, again, pretty quick trade, not bad. And again, a little bit. This one wasn't too whippy actually. Once it settled down over this area here, it kind of settled down, so it wasn't too whippy. But took my profits right here. The next trade was ARR. And again, all the bounce plays were working quite well today. ARR, actually ATW, I guess, was my next trade. Sorry about that. Let me just, ATW was at 1158. So right in this area here, 1158 is where, so I was alerted to it in this area, watched it kind of consolidate here, and I took the trade. Again, I was sort of breaking a little, some of the rules, I suppose, a little bit, but I mean, this was the this was the last red candle down, so a little, well, actually, okay, over 52.30, so that's not too bad. So I was a little bit late getting in at 52.37, but I did want it to clear this area. So I took 52.37, and excuse me, I was hoping for an end of day break, but it didn't. And so on this right here, I got out at 52.66. Say the market's got another 15 minutes or so in it, and so I got out on the beginning of this red candle here. But good, another nice trade. I mean, all these bounce plays were really working well. The next one was ARR, and ARR came in at 64.24. So right in this area here, again, watch it go down a little bit more. And as it came back up, took the trade at, let me make sure I've got the number right. I'm sorry, it's hard to read, but this is at 64.33 is where I took the trade right here. And watch it go up to 64.66. And I don't have it marked here. I took half out here, held on here, and then as it came back down, I took the balance out at 64.60, right in this area here. Now I notice it popped up again, but I wish you could predict the fact that it would bounce off this level as opposed to keep going down. But I had to protect my profits on this, so I'm sorry I didn't mark this, but the second half was out at 64.66, or sorry, 64.60. The last trade I took, probably shouldn't have taken it. It was a little late in the day for me. I don't usually take trades after. Now the alert was at 48.25, but I actually took the trade at right here at let's see, 48. I'm sorry, 48.36 is where I took the trade, and it was around 12:05. And I don't usually initiate trades after. Now, I'm sorry, this is 3:05. I was thinking 12:05. I'm on the West Coast. So this is 3:05. I don't usually take trades within the last hour of the market. I don't usually initiate trades, but I did take this one. I was, pretty happy about all the other bounce plays that had worked. And this one had a long way it could have gone. Could have almost, put on another 70 or 80 cents. And the way the market was working, I just thought, well, maybe during power hour it would just accelerate up. But in this particular case, it didn't, and I got out at 48.28 for my only loss of the day, the last trade for an 8-cent loss. Now, here are a couple that you might want to take a look at. Now, DDD, if you're at all familiar with the 3D sector, the 3D printing sector, starting to really heat up again. And this is a daily chart of it. And you can see that up here is 97.54, so it was beaten all the way down to this level, down to $43. Now, obviously it would have been nicer to get in around this level here, but it still has a ways to go. I mean, what is it? I can't quite tell where it is right now. We'll just say it's around 60. This is in the way, so we'll say it's about $65 or so. But here's a peak right there at 83, and the other one at 97. So if you're at all into swing trading, you might want to take a look at DDD as a swing trade, and because again, the 3D sector seems to be getting a lot of play again. And the other one is. This is unbelievable. This was USU, and a couple in the room I know traded it today. I did not trade it, but a couple in the room did, and you can see on the 5-minute chart. My goodness, what a rise! I mean, in the morning you had no inkling of it. There was no clue yesterday that there was going to be anything like this, and it just had a rise, a pullback, a little consolidation, and then on and on and on upwards for the rest of the day, with some pullbacks also. But and again, that's the problem when a cheap stock, these things you never know. I mean, is it going to just completely give up the ghost and move all the way back down again? But certainly certainly, this is one I will watch tomorrow to see if there's this incredible continuation. 10 million shares it traded. I mean, typically, I think yesterday is at 217,000. This spike here is at 542,000. So, tremendous volume for it today. So, have to watch it first thing in the morning, especially if it doesn't give up. If it doesn't collapse, and I don't think it will, it's 15 minutes left in the market. So I doubt if it can hold, in this level, certainly above 8. I think tomorrow morning, watch it first thing just to see what happens with it, see if it has the good continuation. If we look, let me just spread this out just a little bit. So, here are some highs over here at 1055. So it still has a ways to go if it wants to. And obviously something's making it go today. I didn't read the news on it, so I really don't know what it is. That's it for today. Exciting day, lots of trades, lots of activity in the trading room. I encourage you to come into the room. We've got a lot of good traders there. It's not just all about bounce plays. Actually, somebody asked me today, is it just about bounce plays? And no, it isn't. If in fact, if I look at my break of the 20-day highs, a lot of them. I mean, Guild is up 93 cents from the break. CRM is up 81 cents. This is, so these would have worked also. A lot of my 20-day high breaks would have worked. I just had no time to look at them. I had so many alerts triggered on the bounce plays that I basically just wanted to watch them today. But we've got all sorts of different types of trading styles in the room. I should mention one trade today. Trade 14 alerted us to. Let me just see what it's doing now. PayX. And yeah, he alerted to us right in this area here. And I think they have earnings after the market closes. So right here, he was all over it. So he took the trade here and, so around 41.64 up to a high here of 42.43, so almost $1. And you could have ridden it up to this level and maybe sold it, as it's coming down a bit. But another really nice trade. So again, all sorts of different traders in the room. So I encourage you to come into the room. So I hope to see you in the room tomorrow.